Blue Pill is $ Blue Pillar 44. Let's get to these questions. All right. Somebody wants to know, will this event affect the appetite?
Some people, you gotta follow. You can start eating. Might as well start eating by instinct. If you ain't hungry, don't eat. If you're hungry, eat. But your appetite can be affected, and sometimes some of us won't be able to eat for days at a time, and then sometimes we be gorging for 3 days in a row. So the
Mm.
the energy gonna move you what to eat, when to eat, because you gonna have a unnatural craving for something. That means go get that. Right?
Yeah.
All that's part of spiritual awakening. Because your body know where chemicals that in the food that you ain't and didn't even know was in the food.
that you need, right?
Yeah. So when you going through an awakening, you had them strange cravings. I want to eat pickles and cucumbers dipped in ranch. I ain't never ate that shit before. Now all of a sudden I want that shit. Right? Because now the something in my memory in my body saying the last time we was able to find that combination, it was in the pickle and it was in a cucumber. And it was
Mm.
something in ranch that made it palatable.
Mm. Mm.
Right? So the body is talking to us. If we don't listen, then we don't listen. But it will affect appetite. Sometimes it'll give you a redundant appetite where you only want to eat one thing most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. All right. Let's Blue, you want to add on to that, or you want to go on to the next
Um, Again, he said, as he said, it's a personal journey and a personal decision based on a person knowing where their spiritual aptitude is at in the moment. Me personally, I would eat light. I would attempt to, because I understand this whole aspect of the body being able to use energy and retain energy. So I wouldn't necessarily want to eat anything heavy right now. I won't want to keep the body open to these downloads. But I'm also going to obey my body. If my body say this is what we need, like he said, think about the body the way that we're being taught about Chat GPT, right? They might source two different things to come up with a conclusion for an answer. So if the body's looking for certain minerals to qualify, it knows, like he said, from memory, because when you touch things or you taste things, you lodge a memory. So it's like, we're going to take, we need this particular mineral that you can find in cucumber and this particular mineral that might be in ranch. And we're going to put those two together, and then it gives you an image, it kicks it out, right? A prompt, and then it prompts you to go and find that so you can qualify what it needs to be complete. It's your AI agent. That's how these computer things are working based on them studying the physiology and the biology of our bodies.
Indeed.
Look, somebody in the comments said pickle is a cucumber. Well, I'm glad they mentioned that because
And
people don't understand when you process the cucumber into the pickle, it changes the chemical composition of the cucumber.
it does.
So what was in the pickle ain't in the cucumber,
Mm-mm.
and what's in the cucumber is no longer in the pickle,
Too
Mm.
different. Right.
right? So because the chemistry's been changed,
Right.
so
You
the
need,
body will put that together, boom, boom, boom,
Damn.
and
that's what
tell
it's
you.
right. Pickling something is a process, like you said. That's a
Mhm.
specific process on changing something into something a little bit more acidic, to because you pickled it.
Mhm.
So yeah, that the body knows the difference.
All right. Somebody wants to know: are there any rituals we should be doing to get those downloads from the auric field blue pillar was speaking of?
Again, I would best suggest that you ground. You take your shoes off and you go and stand on uh, earth, dirt, open fields. You do it at least for 10 to 15 minutes, and you're not looking for anything specific. You're just being present in the moment. You're allowing your body to absorb through the base of your feet, which is an opening. It's an opening that exposes your entire body through the base of your feet, through the soles of your feet, through your soles of your feet. All organs are accessible through the base and sole of your feet. So when you absorbing that latent electromagnetic energy off of the earth, you are pulling it up into your vessel and recharging your vessel. and filling in any needed gaps. You know what I'm saying? And also processing, accessing this information. So just charge up, get some information. If you sun gaze, I would recommend that you go out in the morning and you sun gaze. You know what I'm saying? If you don't and you want to look into it, proceed with caution. Follow whatever instructions that you find that are best qualified. Read a review of a review, and go for it. You dig what I'm saying? Other than that, if you are active, right, get in the field. If you hit the gym with extra vigor. You know what I'm saying? Anything that you need to do to process energy into activity, that's what you should be doing.
Is there any spiritual advantage, y'all, of putting we've seen people and other coaches do this before, since a lot of people talk about grounding, putting dirt all over your face, just putting the dirt. What does that do, you feel?
That's a ritual in and unto itself, and then different cultures do it for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When you read about them doing it in, I think it's the book of Obadiah in the Bible, they're doing it to represent grief.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to India, they put the sacred ash on their face, right? And that's because Hanuman covered his whole body in sacred ash, because he say, the way I'm made, I need a whole bunch of blessing. So he said, if a little bit of it is good, I got to cover myself with it because I need a whole lot of it for what I am.
Out of it.
Right. And then you have the monks that emulate that. So you got different causes, different purposes for putting the dirts and the ashes on your skin. And some African tribes, they turn the ash into paint and put art on their face. Right. But it's all for a different purpose. Peel mentioned something a minute ago about the feet. A lot of people don't know you have a chakra in the instep of your foot on both feet. Just like you have a chakra in each of the palms of your hand. And when you grounding, the earth is the most stable energy on earth. Everything else that's stable on earth had to be attached to the earth for stability. So if the energy is the most stable energy and you going through an awakening, you need to tie into the great stabilizer. The other strategy is the trees. Put your feet on the ground, sit at the bottom of the tree and lean your back against it. The tree and the earth is the two most stable energies we know of, because the nature of the tree is the stable energy. That's why the roots have to dig deep the higher the tree go. As above, so below, maintaining the balance. As far as for people ask for rituals, everybody got different spiritual paths that they walk. We can't give them one ritual for everybody, because your energy, you have to be into the ritual in order for it to be effective. If you faking it, the spirit gonna say, oh, he don't mean it, so don't do nothing about that. Right? But soon as you sincere, that's the feather of the heart and the weighing of the heart. It's your pure intentions. So if your pure intentions instruct you that you need to do a ritual, do the ritual however you feel like doing it. The most potent ritual anyway is the one you write for yourself. That's what they don't want you to know, so you can rely on their religious constructs and give all the energy to them that you can be using to make your best life. Keep your energy. Write your own ritual. Write your own sigils.
In addition to what we were speaking about in terms of absorbing latent energy through the soles of our feet, and you asking about people putting clay on their face or ashes, the Maasai tribe, they do it in red, and the red clay denotes that they're going to be absorbing iron from the dirt, right? Just like we got red clay in Atlanta, just like they got red clay in Arizona. So this quote, this
and everywhere in the middle.
And everywhere in the middle, exactly. That melanated women specifically used to eat clay, or they would eat dirt, right, in the South when they were pregnant, because their body, based on them working in the dirt or working the soil at one point, anything that your finger touches, you are cataloging a memory in your brain. when your finger touches it, it scans it, and it already knows what it's made of and what it needs. That is also lodged in the memory. So when the body is saying, go eat the dirt, the body's looking to get the mineral. And the mother will eat the dirt or eat the soil just to extract the mineral so she can continue repairing and putting together that child. And she'll
Man,
have no shame.
man, some
Look, I know people in the north that come from the south that send home for the dirt.
Send home for
yeah,
the dirt.
that's some real
Mm-hmm.
shit.
It's a fact. When I was in Sedona, I wanted to be buried in the dirt. That's how it felt like red powder. And but it was so cool when you stood on the earth. It was 90 something degrees outside, but the plane, the earth plane it was so cool. And I was just like, just bury me in this for like 2 or 3 hours and come back. You know what I'm saying? That's how inviting it was. But I really must have needed some of the minerals because I wanted to be fully immersed
Right.
in the earth.
And it also could have been your genetic memory reminding you of something you did in the past life.
Mm,
Yes.
indeed. Let's we're gonna do one more question, then we're gonna get out of here, family. Let's see. Shout out to I didn't get a chance to say shout out to Lucinda for the $3 super chat and Cynthia for the super chat. I appreciate it. All right. We're gonna do two questions real quick. Let's how do you overcome your inner demons? Anna wants to know how to overcome her inner demons.
Look, anytime you're dealing with your inner demons, the first place to start is not gonna be how you going. But the first thing that you have to do is everything you hate in other people, make sure that it's not in you. That's your first step.
Mm,
Because your inner demon is the one always tricking you that you the one right when you wrong as hell.
damn.
It's the first step. That's all you can do is take the first step and the next step to follow.
Mm,
Once you go in a direction, you're gonna start walking the path. So you go through them first. See if you got any of that. You a kleptomaniac? You a sex addict? You know, go through the 7 deadly sins. You a glutton? You lazy? Then fight that shit.
mm,
If you find that you inherently lazy, every day find something to do.
mm.
Because now you are overriding that negative trait, and that's called slaying your inner demon. Also, your inner demon is unresolved traumas. As long as the unresolved trauma continue to affect your present life, you living with a demon on your back.
Mm.
All right, let's
And yeah, you got to confront that demon. And one of the suggestions made earlier, that might be one of the best ways. Lock yourself in the bathroom, right? Do what you do to focalize yourself. Some people get high as a kite to do it. Some people are just that sincere about wanting to confront their demon and look in that mirror and speak to that demon. Develop a big homie voice in your head that you can speak to that part of yourself that you know is weak. Because if the demon is strong, you've already lost. You got to speak to the demon like it's weak. You got to start speaking to yourself. What are the things about yourself that make you most uncomfortable? Because those are the things in other people that are making you comfortable. What is it about you that makes you uncomfortable? Ask yourself, why is it? Ask yourself, what do you need to do about it? And then command yourself to get it done. Start speaking to that demon like it's your little nigga and subordinate it. Put it in the place that it deserves to be. You know, I'll call you forward when I need you. Other than that, fall to the back. So shut your ass up and go make some beats or something like,
Metro Boomin.
And look, most of those demons are generational curses, which is energy from an ancestor. Your alcoholic ancestor don't want nothing more than for you to be an alcoholic like him to validate his fuck up. All the rest of your ancestors said, don't listen to that alcoholic ass nigga. He gonna have you strung out in alcohol, right? And as soon as you tell that alcoholic ancestor, I ain't finna be participating in that shit, then all of the rest of the ancestors start serving as your spiritual protection to make you go sit your punk ass down. You heard the baby say she don't want nothing to do with you. Go sit your drunk ass down somewhere. You're not finna get the baby intoxicated on alcohol for the rest of her life. They'll correct it for you if you strap on your ovaries or testicles enough to tell that energy, I don't want you to use me as your outlet. Just
That's
like
how.
you got good ancestors, you got some foul motherfuckers too.
Damn.
And if you don't confront the foul motherfuckers, your good ancestors can't say nothing to them.
Right.
You got to defend yourself in order for them to defend you.
Facts.
Some real shit, Rod.
And the
Yeah,
cutting of
that's the
the
shit people don't want to hear.
yeah.
I don't
Gotta
hear nobody
get-
talk about bad ancestors. I just hear ancestors, ancestors.
Shit.
I
Yeah,
love
because
you.
everybody wanted to be all peaches and cream. Half of these niggas' ancestors was the ones that sold out everybody else on the plantation.
Ugh.
Mm.
And now they over here trying to convince us that we from somewhere else so they can support that same bloodline bullshit.
Mm. Yeah.
Do you think that energy just stopped because that person died? They pass that shit on, contagion, aberration.
Whew.
Passing them psychological defects down family lines like they passing flu.
Somebody asked a good question, and they said, "What if it's their direct blood lineage, like their mother, their aunt, their father, and they're no longer here, and these people are just living with the trauma?" And I was
You still
suggesting,
gotta address that energy though.
right, cutting of the cord ceremony, you got to let her go by forgiving her, forgiving yourself, because ultimately you contracted and chose to come through her. So you have to take ownership and strength back by taking some aspect of responsibility, right? That's the only way that you can start taking things back that you feel traumatized by. Step into a place of ownership, and then you grant a forgiveness to her. Let her go.
That's the hard part. Because we've been taught to stay in the position of victim for so long that when it comes time for us to not be a victim, it leaves a void. We don't know what to replace it with. And it leaves a void. You have to find enough self-esteem in yourself, call your good ancestors to run your bad ancestors away. If you had issues with your mama and daddy, your granny, tell your mama, come get your daughter. She ain't right. You tell your daddy, come get your son. He ain't acting right. He trying to get me to hold on to this traumatic bullshit. I don't want to hold on to it. The only reason why we tormented by it because we keep reliving it. You can't undo it. You got to come to that realization. Since you can't undo it, then you have to surrender the hold that it have on you because you can't undo it. It already happened.
Already happened.
Right? And because it already happened, you're not going to change it from already being done took place. You can only change how you respond to it.
Right.
Right? It's just like now. A person walk up to me on some shenanigans, I'm going to give them every out before I chop them in the throat. But believe me, I can't wait till that last out is up so I can chop them in the throat. But I still got to do my due diligence to peacefully resolve the matter.
Right.
Right.
And when I see that me peacefully resolving the matter not going to work, throat chop. Lead with love, but master the throat punch. That's because just because you trying to be righteous don't mean you ain't gonna have to chop somebody in their throat or push their snot box back. That might happen. You think all these preachers, you don't think none of them get down and get down with you? They come from the block.
Right. Yeah.
Some of these preachers will whoop the brakes off some of these gangsters.
Fact.
But because he thought that the church was the right way, he tried to change his life. You taking his kindness for weakness as if he wasn't a goon in his younger days. That's the same with people like us. I know I can look at Blue Pill and tell what he came through that was similar to what I came through. Same with you, Rich. And then it automatically give me an automatic built-in respect because, man, against all odds, we ain't even supposed to be here.
Not at all. Not doing this.
Every prophecy about our lives when we was growing up, they said we wasn't going to make it to C21.
Yeah.
I'm 55 years old. How the hell I get here?
Do a lot. Right. That part.
You know what I mean? So that in itself, and then when I see y'all, I know y'all done been through similar background because we all have. And I was like, man, we got to be some cold pieces of work because we done went through some stuff and we still here. We ain't supposed to be here.
Right.
But we supposed to be here.
We're here giving as well. You know, even with all we've been through, we never gave up. You know what I'm saying? So we still here giving. And that's a beautiful thing. And I want to thank you, brothers, for this amazing opportunity tonight to bring some light in addition to the light that's bombarding the planet. You know, now we're able to organize it and give it some context. It's a beautiful thing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna end it with this last question real quick. I just talked about this with Billy the other day, Billy Carson. We had a show on the Macabre